much more than this crazy virus.
Yeah, 100%.
And what are we doing? We destroyed the job. The people lost their job. It's like, come on. If you ask to me, what do you want to do? You want to make the risk, get the virus, or you want to stay home, locked down, and like one day all your job is gone. You don't have the money to pay food for your kids and stuff like that. I'm gonna say, bro, I'm sorry, I want to fight.
Survival. That's it.
I just think about this. That's it. I'm gonna make my friends, my family, everybody like down because at some point you're gonna lose, and we need to teach your students win and lose is part of the game. In your life, you're gonna lose much more than you're gonna win, and you need to be ready to turn around and let's go, keep move, because life like that. And I think that this is big learn for jiu-jitsu. You're gonna give up? Never give up. Yeah.
Mercy, mercy, Uncle Percy. Say it, repeat it back to me.
Hey there, everyone. This is Adam here with the Hear2Listen podcast. I'm here with Max.
Easy.
I'm here with Jack.
Yo, yo.
Leon.
Yo, yo.
Got a full squad today. It's really nice to have a full squad.
Sorry.
That's a running joke.
No one noticed that, though. I think Jack stole Leon's yo, yo. Yeah. I say yo, yo. So
I change, right? Come on.
I see the eyes. When Jack said it, I see Leon's eyes go... and he was
what
like,
am I going to say?
I see that.
Nice.
So someone jumped on top of another, isn't it?
Yeah. We're here with a guest today. We've got, I'm going to give the full name because I kind of like saying it, is Jose Marcello Rodriguez. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. Jose is much more Spanish, like a Jose in Portuguese. Jose Marcelo Figueira is like a composed surname, Rodriguez. But no, I just use like zemarcello. I think it's easy.
Z. Because I've been calling you Zay because I thought it was Jose. Zay.
No, Zé, like like in Brazil, we say like José is like the nickname is Zé. So it's easy.
Zé.
Yeah, when the people say, José, but José, but just call me Zé, I think it's easy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can manage that. Actually, one of the things that I've been curious about is I hear Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belts, of which you are, referred to as professor. But I've not seen any professor talk within the school that I belong to. Just a bit of background, part of the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu school. Hello. So is there any thinking behind that? Is there something you avoid, or is it just not come up?
I think like I don't like to do that. I prefer just there. Like sometimes they go, master. Like I think for my work, my students, I like respect is much more than just someone call me professor or master. It's like I can call, hey Adam, like you're gonna see respect, and I can call Adam like with no respect. And for me, it's like I just call me that. I feel okay, and I'm happy for that. I don't want like someone called professor, master, something like that. I don't feel. I feel like it's not a,
I think that's a great thing that you've done as well, because I remember when I used to do karate, like when I was, 13 years old, and I remember because I was new that I did not call the instructor sensei. He literally grabbed me by the lapels up like that in front of the class saying, "You will call me sensei." And I maybe stayed for maybe a couple of weeks and then I left, man. But this is what I love about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I don't know if it's because it's Brazilian, that they're known for being easygoing, and I don't know how much of that has permeated all the Jiu Jitsu teachings, but it just, part of me joining your school was because of that easygoing. Like I remember coming my first day and you were like, hey, sit down, you can join if you like, but observe, all that kind of stuff. And then there was like questions of payment. Oh, don't worry about it, have your first month for free. It was so easygoing. And I don't know if that's purely your personality, or is it like a worldwide kind of jiu-jitsu sense?
I think it's much more my personality, and depending on the place. For example, I have a few places. For example, when I go to Portugal, everybody, hey, master. I feel like I live embarrassed because like when I go to Hong Kong, I have a few places. Spain, they call me master and stuff like that. When I go to Belgium, France, they call me Z. So I think I'm really open. Like, if you want to call master, whatever. If you want to call me Z, like I just feel free. Like, for me, it's like respect is much more. You can call me master and those. Show your respect, and for me it's like it's not because I'm a black belt, 20-year experience and stuff like that. I'm much better than you and your life and stuff like that. And we on the mat, I'm gonna show my respect. You're gonna show my respect to me. For me, if you call me Z or master, whatever, is not important at all for me.
I think for me it's automatic. I think it's the assumption that your instructor, who's obviously had lots of experience yourself personally, but I think I'd feel that way with any black belt that I came across, knowing what they have been through to get to that point with competitions, with the discipline that's required, and ultimately the teaching of it. That to me automatically puts respect within me for this individual who's essentially teaching what they've known. You know, that's that's kind of my thoughts on it. Yeah.
For me, it's like it's funny because like different countries, for example, in Portugal, I the same attitude I have, because I've been in Portugal for 2 years, right? I've been there from 2012 to 14, right? And the same form I did in England, Belgium, France, whatever, right? The same form I was over there, same form in England. But I don't know why everybody over there call me master. I never asked nobody to call me master. But like I think maybe culture, I don't know. But for me, I never say, "Hey, you need to call me master." I never did that, and I think I'm never gonna do it.
With so we can get into actually Brazilian Jiu Jitsu itself. There might be people listening who have no idea what that is. Don't know how.
Yeah, no, I would like to know.
It's very much part of my life.
Not even that. Even when you was talking about the black belts and stuff, like I went karate for a short period of my life when I was very young. And I didn't like it. But again, you got the same sort of belt system, haven't you? But is it the same way to gain a belt in karate as it is in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu?
That's right. So you have to do a routine, don't you, in karate?
In karate, you do like a routine. You don't actually fight people, do you? Let's be honest. You just put on that outfit.
It's like a little dance routine.
No. No. I think like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is going to be harder. You know, like we don't have too many belts. First thing, you don't have too many belts. And I think like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really easy, but bro, you need to push yourself. You know, like you need training. For example, for us, many people have asked me like, oh, what is the difference for training in Brazil, training in England, training in France, whatever in the world? And like, bro, the only difference for us training like 5, 6, 7 times a week is like a normal. How we train 5 times a week, 6 times a week, but bro, it's the same. I have to sometimes people play football, stuff like that. We go to the gym and have fun. It's a little bit normal. So much more you train like everything. For example, Liam, you do skateboard. If you do skateboard once a week, what are you going to learn? You're never going to do it.
Skateboard right there. So like, you got to skate pro.
I work ex-pro skater.
Yeah. He's recovering. He's
like that guy. Yeah, man, I could have made it in the big leagues, but I done my knee, didn't I?
Yeah.
Could have been X Games.
Yeah.
So yeah, Z, what I'd like to know, because like Max, I've done a little bit. So I did Taekwondo when I was younger. I've done like 2 years in boxing. What would you say like the difference is? Like what separates jiu-jitsu out from other fighting styles?
Yeah, things like, for example, I did karate when I was in from 12 to 18.
Yeah.
And after I stopped it because I started surfing at 15 and get really addicted for surfing and stuff like that. And after I started training jiu-jitsu like at 21 and stuff like that. Like jiu-jitsu is much more grappling. So we always, let's say, talk about like a jiu-jitsu competition. When you see you look like a little bit judo, we start stand up. So I need to throw you down. You can pull guard like you go on your back. And the objective of that is to submit your opponent. I need that yourself, choke or get armbar or footlock or whatever, something like that. If you don't get there, I can get like a point. For example, I throw you down 2 points. I go on the side control 3 points. I get a mount 4 points. If you don't have any points, any submissions, you're going to have an advantage. What that means, I almost throw you down. For example, every position I do for you, I need to hold it down for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not hold it down. I need to hold you for 3 seconds in this position. If I don't hold it for 3 seconds, I don't get my points, I get advantage. So the fight's a little like that, right? When you talk about like a reality, like self-defense and stuff like that, all the fights you have at some points, we have the clinch.
Yep.
Right? And most of the fights, when you have a clinch, you have the ref split out and you go again. And jiu-jitsu, when I have a clinch, it's my time. To try to put down, go to your back, is a game on. Exactly that. And I think this make a lot of difference between the martial arts on this a lot of years stuff like that, because we always try to go to the clinch and stuff like that, try to go to the back and always have this. I remember when I was a kid, I played with my cousins, my friends, always go grappling, hold the neck, try to get the neck out, few things like that. And like that, we started the jiu-jitsu. And there's a big difference, It's like much more grappling, much more submission, stuff like that.
I think when I've described it to other people, they've often been quite surprised that it doesn't involve punching or kicking, because people's expectation is of martial arts. That's what it is.
Yeah. The funny thing, sometimes I remember my dad. This is a good story. Like one time my dad worked like a merchant ship for years, for 35 years. And one time, first time I was in Europe. My dad, let's go to the trip in Europe. I was on a holiday in school. My dad said, let's go to Europe with me. We're going to have 3 months of going around Europe. We'll go France or different places and stuff like that. And I remember we did a barbecue on the ship and stuff like that. And my dad said, if I talk about jiu-jitsu, my dad, if you come to me to get the clinch, I'm going to hit my elbow in your face. I'm going to punch you and do stuff like that. And my dad is quite strong guy. He was in special force in the army. And I said for that, it's the clinch. I'm going to control. I'm going to put you down. But no way. I remember having his friend and stuff like that. I was a 23, 24. My fist is quite strong. I said, I'm going to put you down. Okay, let's go to try that. Oh my goodness, I'm going to put the old man down. And I said, that was so funny because I said, I'm going to put you down. I said, I'm going to use my elbow in your face. My dad's like a tough guy, And I said, I'm going to use my elbow. If you try to clinch, I'm going to use my elbow in your face. Do whatever. I remember I make a base for him. And I said, you did like that. Poof, I get his up. I put it here. And I put him down. I said, this really worked. Really worked. We're really surprised. But that's it. It's a surprise, I take your attention for something because many people, when the guys don't understand about sports, but if you come to clinch me, I'm going to use my elbow, I will push my hand, I'm going to kick, I'm going to punch. Hey, don't forget it. I can kick and I can punch as well. I have some extra. I can punch, I can kick. Maybe you're better than me. Maybe you can get one lucky punch and put me down. What's going to happen in any martial art? But I have some extra for the grappling. And these are things the big difference of that,
Yeah.
Nice.
It's weird because you speak about grappling and stuff. Like my little girl come back from school yesterday. I went to pick her up and she was about 5 minutes later than what she usually is. And there was a fight. Bearing in mind she's 9 years old and she's never come home talking about a fight before. And it was the old next door neighbour that we used to live next door to in Potton, the one that we tried to get away from his parents, bit lunatic, shall we say, a little bit loony. And she said his name and she's like, so-and-so, him and so-and-so had a fight after school, so everyone was watching and stuff. I was like, oh right, does that happen often? Well, anyway, I got talking to her about it, and she said, I was like, what happened? She said, so-and-so. She go, he just grabbed Thingy round the neck and just got him in a headlock and just kept him there, and it immediately took me back to when I had a scrap at school. I was at Kingswood Centre with Edward Peake, so it was at middle school, and the local bully, the bully of our year at the time,
which was Max.
It wasn't me. I was far from the bully. I was in the bully's target area all the time because I was one of the cool kids, man, and he wanted to be that kid, so he just to take us all out one by one. But I remember having a scrap with him, and he got me in a headlock, and he wouldn't let go. And Mia said this kid got this kid in a headlock, and he just wouldn't let go. The kid was saying, "Let me go," and he just wouldn't let him go. And it took me back to that memory because I thought, when it happened to me, that this kid was going to break my neck. He was a big fat kid, right? And I thought, any minute now, my neck's going to go snap. Because I was bawling my eyes out, like crying and stuff. And I would have loved to have known what to do in that situation.
I don't know about you, Zay, but I'm thinking well, you just stick your leg out and you roll backwards and you end up in side control.
Yeah. Or going to be in the back or get inside control, going to be in the mouth. It's like, bro, it's so simple movement. It's like I remember when I played with my cousin and friends, you hold it inside the right neck, control, stuff like that. If I knew that, just put my leg behind, I'm going to throw you down, get a side control in the mouth, and you're done.
I know. If only I knew then.
But this is something that I've been really interested in as well. And like you run classes for kids as well, Zay. And I have so much envy for those I mean, what's the youngest? 6, 7?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they look.
No, we have a kid like it's fun. I have like it's normally get 4 to 5, but it's depend of the 4 to 5 because sometimes you get a kid 4 years old, they like so smart, they get so thing really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get some big kids with 4 years old, they just going to run around and do stuff like that. You know, my idea is in the future, if I can split the class, put them like a 4 or 5 years old, just let they do like a ludic exercise and games for them to play, and let them to play a little bit, and after like introduction for jiu-jitsu. But at the moment, I can't do that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, when I think about like times that I've been in scraps at school and thinking the same thing, like, oh my God, I wish I would have learnt this back then. And there is that element of you don't know what to do. How are you supposed, because I don't know about you guys, but like when you're young, you think, oh yeah, I've seen a few Jackie Chan movies or whatever. I can hold my own. I can do okay, you know. But I've had some success, but like only because it got split up before it probably got too meaty. But I was on the receiving end. I don't know what it was about me, but I used to get bullied quite a lot. So people used to make us, I was big. I think I grew. I had like a growth spurt, and I think everyone wanted to attack me. I used to wear like a green coat, the same colour as the background. They used to call me the Jolly Green Giant. There was nothing jolly about me. But yeah, there was like I used to, just ended up getting in these scrapes, and I think I have like fantasies about that moment where, oh yeah, that kid that tried it on me, I would have done this, done that, rolled over, got there, armbar, whatever, choke, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's
you'd have been a menace, Adam. You didn't need it.
Maybe it would have gone to my head as well.
Yeah, you'd have got power.
You might not be here. That's what I'm saying.
Giant.
Yeah, you might not be here today if that had been the case, because you might be like, well, you might have been a guest and talking about your 12-year life sentence that you got for beating someone up because of that. Do you know?
Or we could be getting you on the podcast to talk about your black belt in jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's so important for particularly young men. I will kind of put them out, but there's an element of like being a young man at school that I felt like I was always on guard. There was, you know, and you used to see people get picked on, or you used to see fights, and you used to think, oh, I'm glad that's not me. This element of like you could get into combat at any point just because of the sort of like alpha male hierarchy that exists among young men, and to be able to know how to defend yourself, I think, is so key for young men these days as well. You know, we've talked about susceptibility to suicide and depression and anxiety, and not being able to engage with life on life terms because they don't know what to do. The amount of stuff that could be achieved about learning a martial art in particular. I mean, I'm going to favour jiu-jitsu because I think, you know, what are your thoughts on that, Zay, with like, you know... Yeah.
I'm going to say something to you. For example, we have like a different generation than our generation. I'm like, I'm going to make 50 next year. Like, so you guys are a little younger than me and stuff like that. And for example, my generation is different than you. I think your generation like similar than my one. But sometimes when I see my kids, when they go to school, let's say talk our kids, I think they are a little similar age or something, like maybe a little older, but not too huge difference. I think what they do is the kids right now, like the kids really understand like a bully is not cool. And I just said for my kids, don't do a bully for other, like not because you're stronger than the other, you can bully them, stuff like that. But like I'm always saying, if someone do something for you, you're right to do the same with him. If someone push you, you're the right to push back. If someone punch you, you're gonna push back. If someone has to be aggressive with you, oh, but if I'm doing that, I'm gonna have the card, red card. I don't care. I'm gonna sort it out.
That's what I say to my kids, man. The thing is, I don't want them to be bullies. We don't want them to be bullies, but at the same time, they can't be pushed around. Like, they've got to take stands. Exactly
like that. For example, the other day I was in home. My kids, he play like a video game with someone online. I live with the kids and stuff like that. And my kids something, Daddy, this guy really annoys me. Can I call him idiot? And I start laughing like, what happened? Oh, it's really annoying and stuff. Yeah, bro. He started going, you're an idiot. And he started laughing because like it's like I think sometimes the school puts too much pressure over the kids. I don't want don't take me wrong. I don't want my kids be violate someone or bully someone but like if someone like annoying, like, come on, get away. You know, why like that? You know what I mean? And I think sometimes the school right now, they protect too much apart. Like, okay, you need to take your decision, you need to take your action. If someone, what I say to my kids all the time, if someone do something for you, you're right to do the same with him. And the same point, if you do someone else, you're right for him to do with you. Because I'm not agree with it like, oh, you accept everything, oh, and come to a teacher. Because like, what do you do? I think that the generations get really fragile. Fragile.
Yeah. Getting softer. Yeah.
And softer. And I think like, well, the world, in my opinion, gets worse in our time. Right? And we take our kids, we don't prepare our kids for the really hard life, because the life's not easy.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, the hard's not easy. See, for example, one time my kids come to me and said, oh, this guy is like a bully, he don't want to play for me or something. No, he don't want to play for you. What am I going to say? And the other day my kids, I don't play with this guy. But you see that? The other day someone said to you, don't want to play for you, was mad. Now you do the same with someone else. And you need to, what are you going to do? If he don't want to play for you, that's it, bro. Go play by yourself. I think we need to prepare our kids much more for true world. I think about that. You know, I think you pass too much the hand over the head is not so good. And like what I'm doing all the time, my kids, prepare them for that. My kids don't come too often. They train all of them train jiu-jitsu, but I don't force them to go because they're still like a young, like a 7, 8, and 11. But I said, like, when you get old, you need to learn. You need to learn because this is gonna I hope you're not needed to use it, but if you need to use it, you know.
It's just having it just in case, isn't it? That's the thing.
Bro, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case. It's like, I don't you like hurt nobody, not hit nobody, not use that like advantage against someone. But if someone to hit you, someone hold your neck, when you squeeze your neck, when you break, you feel like in bad situation, you can save yourself. I think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, defo.
How did you get into it, Zay?
Yeah.
What's your journey into jiu-jitsu?
What's funny, I do like I surf, and I start to work like really famous like a surf shop in Brazil. Hadley, it's like a Quicksilver stuff like, but it's Brazilian brand. And I started to work over there like a sailor, and on the shop, and really famous ones, stuff like that. And everybody trained jiu-jitsu. Everybody a part of me. And I start to go like Christmas time for have like a lot of sailors, and we sell a lot and make a lot of money and stuff like that. And every day we close the shop. It was like on the same time it's like UFC. Everybody watch UFC. Mm-hmm. And what you do when you push when you close the shop, we push everything around and have a like not cage, like a big space in the middle of the shop, and we fight against each other. You make and I remember, bro,
we should do that.
Bro, it's so funny, like a kid stuff. You know, kids, okay, you go for this guy, go, bro. It's so fun. It's no punch, and kick like it's really great, and I don't understand nothing. Sometimes I do a lot of power, have a really strong guys, but I gave like a hard time to the guy, but the guy beat me up hardly because I think I have like a little experience with karate. It's totally different martial arts, but I know how to clinch, I know how to get away, I know how to push the guy away, and I trained a little bit judo when I was young. And the guy beat me up, but I learned, bro, it's like a wood floor, no math, bro. I would kill each other and have really good fun. And one of my friends in the shop said, bro, we need to train jiu-jitsu. I don't train that, bro. This is not my stuff, you know. I train all the time, stand up stuff. Each time, and one day they annoy me and get me pushed to the gym. One of my friends, Marcello, he brought a gi to me, gave me a present of a gi, and they said, okay, you need to train him. Bro, first time I got there, I passed a blue belt guard, and I almost tapped in, and I got really, bro, I get really addicted, and I just said, I need to do that for all my life, you know? And I got really addicted, you know? And I remember that time I become effective on the shop, and I asked them to change for the address. I remember I worked at a big shopping center, and I asked them for go for like a street shop. It's really near to my gym. So I have a half an hour break every day. On my half break, I don't eat enough and just go training. I remember I sweat and come back to the shop. My mate say, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Just what are you doing?" I'm fine. I just drive myself with papers back to work. You know? And I get really addicted. I got to really love the sport.
That sounds like a true dedication right there. It sounds fun though. The thing is, I think anything like that, if you get into it, that's why I think it's good for youngsters to get into it at a younger age, because they'll see that it can be fun. It's a social element to it. The discipline for me with boxing, with any when you said about the sensei with the karate, all right, he might be trying to enforce discipline and demand respect and stuff. So I don't really like that way of approaching stuff. But when
I'd say
boxing,
that's a bad example. In
yeah,
that
boxing. When Mason's been boxing, I went boxing as a kid. Again, the discipline that's taught and bred through that sort of sport, that activity, from a kid's point of view, because they don't like being told what to do. They hate being, a lot of kids get knocked down and want to stay down, cry. Like my little boy was one of them. My little girl's completely different. I think second child ends up being a lot more resilient than the first child, because you don't sort of wrap the second one in as much cotton wool as the first child. That was my experience. I spoke to a lot of parents that's the same. So for an example, Mason used to hurt himself, and he used to, his knees, for example, I'll use the knees as an example. This is a true story.
Oh my God.
He'd graze his knees or something, and he did once. And you're talking like a good couple of days after, he was still going on about those grazes. Every time the duvet touched his legs and stuff, it was hurting. Do you know what I mean? The scabs were coming off, and it's like, just really didn't like it. Couple of years down the line, Mia's born or whatever, and she's crawling around 3-4 years later, whatever, crawling around outside, grazes her knee on a stone. Like, I don't just mean graze, I mean there's blood pouring out of her knee. She cries. I wipe it, put a plaster on it. She's crawling back on that knee like 10 minutes later. Like, she was just a bruiser. But again, that's just obviously the way that that's to do with us and the way that we parented, I suppose. But so many kids don't know about resilience, or haven't got the resilience to in order to carry on. And I think any sport like this will show great resilience.
Yeah, definitely.
Defo.
And help build social skills. That's what I'm worried about, because I know when I grew up, when I was like 7 years old, that was it. Like, I was allowed out to the top of the road, had to come in when it's dark. So like, I was out falling off my bike, playing football with not strangers, just random kids. So then like there would always be a bully about or something like that. So like you'd face it without your parents.
Yeah.
And like now, like I'm in a village, I know like Maya's gonna grow up. She's just gonna grow up like everything's just gonna be nice. That's how I see it. Like
Don't know, mate. Villages ain't as easy going as you think.
But I don't see where she's gonna get any like real like adversity that I got.
Well, you got a skate park in
And the local campsite.
That's important.
Yeah. Well, mate, there's one near Gambling Gate, I'm telling you now.
And the thing is, I don't doubt for a second, it doesn't matter where you live, it's the things that you're going to end up doing that's going to help grow that resilience as well. Because I don't doubt for a second you're going to be going to these classes, there'll be like all sorts of stuff going on. You're not going to be a sit down, stay at home, couch potato type parent, let's be honest.
So Z, if I wanted to get involved in this, what do I have to do? Where do I go?
Just come to the gym.
Well, Saxon Gym, Big Way.
Just come down to the gym with teacher Milton Keynes, and like the thing is, most of the people they send a message to me. I want to try. It's funny sometimes I have a few messages. Oh, I never did that before, but just send me when I started. When you're gonna start something, just come down to the gym. Try let's say if we live nearby, just come to the gym. If you're not try to find the right teacher, the right person. Because sometimes they have the wrong person. It's not question about they're gonna teach you wrong things. But it's not something you're not going to enjoy it. You need to have this feeling you get over there, and you feel like home. And what I try to do with my students, my friends, we have a big family over there, and I try to feel like they're free. I try to think they feel like home and stuff like that, and try to talk with them and say, look, try to do this. The most important thing is try to find someone really professional, someone who's going to work, someone not going to hurt you, someone not make a crazy exercise for you kill yourself or hurt yourself. It's really important to find someone really, really, really proper to do that.
So are you actually open at the moment? Are you still?
No.
You're not at all?
We have private sessions, because I'm sure there's enough room in here.
Yeah. I said to Adam the other day, because he said he was gutted that it was taken away. Again, Jiu Jitsu's been taken away overseas. And I said, it should be. and I'm pretty sure there's people out there doing this, but if you got everyone to sign and said they was happy to take part with coming in the gym and just cracking on and rah, get them to sign a waiver or something, I'm sure we can get.
You know that gym thing that you sent? You got fined £67,000.
Oh, maybe don't do that. Don't do what I just said then. So basically, there was this post on social media the other day, and it was this guy that owned a gym. Leon sent it to me. This guy knew he had a lot of knowledge on the laws and all this sort of stuff. And
he thought he did.
He talked the talk.
He did.
And he basically had this lady, these 2 women and 6 officers.
That was a different guy, but he tried the same thing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
But basically said he weren't closing, and he gave them all their rights, read them back to him. He weren't paying council. It was a privately owned business, so he was under no jurisdiction to the government or whatever, or so he thought. But if it is a different guy, I mean, there is ways that people are sort of getting around it, but it blows my mind that if we can't just agree as adults, if it's kids, obviously we don't allow them in. But if I had a gym, I'd love to think that I could get, say, 30 people that was consistent members and go, right, they've signed a waiver, they know about what's going on in the world, right? But they're still more than happy. They've told me that this is one of their 5 a day and they need this to work on their mental state and their well-being, because without this, they're going to deteriorate. Why can't that be allowed? Let's start it, Z. Let's get this petition going.
Bro. Yeah. These are the things, I really do believe what we're doing and stuff like that. For example, before all this crazy stuff this year, I hope I can make a really big X on top of 2020 if it was like a really crazy year, I see like a lot of people have the job destroyed and stuff like that. But before everything that happened, I'm always have alcohol gel in my hands, always have in my car. Not because I be like a crazy, because we have my sports are really big contact, and sometimes people are sick and stuff like that, like a flu and stuff like that, and I'm always have like that. And when you start on the 26th of July. We just keep doing. It's so funny. The guys, let's go clean the gym. We do every day. Oh, let's go. We do every day. Watch the game much more times. We do every day. Bro, it's I don't know. I understand. People have different opinions. Sometimes, my wife, don't give your opinion. Don't give your opinion. And it's really hard times. I'm gonna say something. I worked with jiu-jitsu for 25 years. If you ask me, it's the thing I love it to do it. And I say, I feel like someone cut my legs if we don't do it. It's not the government's right or wrong. I just think they do the different ways. I think we need to protect the people's vulnerable people over 65, 70s, people a little bit sick. We are young, we are healthy. Bro, let's go work. Let's go keep moving the country, keep the economy. The thing is sometimes when you check about that and you see the people is much more dangerous. Take your car, go work and have a car accident and buy that and buy the crazy virus. And I don't understand. I don't know.
You're not the only one, mate. You're not the only one. I don't think anyone really understands today. We could talk about this all
really
day.
Don't understand, when I spoke to my wife, let's go watch a new play. I'm sorry, I don't want to watch the news. Because they control my life and I can't do it. And it's I cut this on my life. They say when are you going to come back and work? Okay, this day, okay, you're going to be there. And that's it. Because it's I think the media was really the big problem of this, because they create a monster. On beginning, I understand. The first month, we don't know what's going on. Second month, a lot of people die and stuff like that. I understand. But right now, come on, we know what you need to do. And you take care, right? Take care of the old people. The people have a chronic disease and stuff like that. And we are most of the people I know got the virus. They didn't have any complication. My stepmother, she got in Brazil. She didn't have cancer last year. She did a surgery. She didn't have a coronavirus. I was really worried about her. She's 74. I was really worried about her. How do you feel? I remember I just 38 a temperature and having a cough. 4 days later, how do you feel? It's gone.
Yeah.
And you talk about someone a little bit old and feel I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm not a doctor. I'm not like a virologist or something like that. But I think like I think like much more people dying for hungry necks right now or whatever, suicide like that, much more than this crazy virus.
Yeah, 100%.
And what are we doing? We destroyed the job. The people lost their job. It's like, come on. If you ask to me, what do you want to do? You want to make the risk, get the virus, or you want to stay home, locked down, and like one day all your job is gone. You don't have the money to pay food for your kids, stuff like that. I'm going to say, bro, I'm sorry, I want to fight.
Survival. That's it.
I just think about this, so that's it,
Yeah, I mean, we're in a position at the moment, I suppose we just sort of have to abide by the rules, and particularly, a lot of that control felt like it was taken out of our control regarding the gym that we rent space from as well. So we're kind of at the mercy of what they want as well. And, with the full lockdown, that was it. But I think, we're all hopeful of a time where we can just return and get back to training, and everybody's kind of poised ready.
I hope this finish, like they talk about vaccine. I don't take that stuff, I prefer take the virus to take the vaccine. I just wish this can finish as soon as possible and back my job, back to work, and that's it. And just forget 2020 and put this behind. If someone want to get old, really old like that, 80 something years, I wish I can leave it to there. Someone, how was 2020? What? No, we just jumped 1921.
Yeah, that's what my mum says.
We didn't have that.
Doesn't count. Yeah. Okay. I want to change tack a little bit because we can all get a bit like, oh, Corona. Like, I want to go back.
Please.
Yeah, let's change the subject.
Shake it out.
I do want to go back to when you talked about getting into jiu-jitsu, obviously falling in love with it as well. And I wondered what happened between that and you actually wanting to start your own schools.
What happened? Since I started training jiu-jitsu, I get my blue belt in 6 months. I started compete straight on. I remember with the first 2 months I started compete. I have an inter-club. On that time, we didn't have too many competitions. So we have a lot of inter-clubs and stuff like that, and have a few tournaments. And I started competing a lot, and sometimes win few ones, get second place, third place, and my division and open weight as well. And I get really excited, and I decide straight on to do that. I'm going to do that for my life. Since I get my blue belt, I start to be an instructor on my academy. My teacher said, you want to help here in the gym and stuff like that? Yes. And because I wake up normally really early, he said, okay, we take your class 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 to 7. Okay, I was there every day and teaching and get really excited. And the things like I said, jiu-jitsu much more contact, not only jiu-jitsu, all sport, everything, much more contact you have, much more you're going to learn. And I start to be really like that, really addictive. I train it 2 or 3 times a day. I teach in the morning and get much more contact with sport. And I think I get really addictive because of that. I really love it. I get in love with sport.
It's good.
How easy was it to start a school in Brazil? Is it easily done, or compared to UK, or?
No, it's different. For example, I teach with my teacher until I was brown belt. When I was brown belt, I started to teach exactly the same form I do exercise for less. I rent a place over there. They have a big room over there, 1,300 square meter. And over there in Brazil, we do a lot of deal. For example, I don't need to pay the rent to them. They work over commission. So I work a 30% to them, 7% for me. So they shouldn't pay to them, and they pay to me. We work so a little bit easier to work like that. So depending on what it do. Normally, it can be between 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30. Because I have I was world champ and stuff like that, they give me a 70-30. So I have a 70% of the deal, and they get 30%.
So your competitions sounded like they informed the success as well. Yeah. For example, I was world champion in 1997, 23 years ago, and I'm still doing a lot of jobs.
Hang on a minute. Sorry, just to stop you. We're going to get a nice visual of that. Did you say 1997 world champion? Can we get a photo of that for the green screen?
Try and get a photo of her behind
Heyday,
us.
Z in his heyday, 1997 world champion. Look at that, ladies and gents.
I've definitely seen a picture with you with gold around you. I don't know if it was at the last place, but I think there was a picture somewhere. I've got a memory.
Yeah,
of that.
I think I have my computer. I can send it for you guys after.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually, you do.
With competition.
A lot of hair. I have a lot of hair, stuff like that.
Is it you?
It's funny. My daughter the other day said, "Daddy," I showed the picture to her. I have a picture in home and stuff like that. And my daughter said to me, "Daddy, can you show me why you don't let your hair grow in?" I wish I could do that, but of course I can do that.
With competing as well, Zay, like in terms of the mindset that's required to compete, and I hear people talk about the stress leading up to it and the self-attacking sometimes, the feeling of failure, the letting yourself down. You seem to have described it very positively. Did you ever experience any of that?
Yeah, the thing is what happened. Sometimes the people say, "Oh, I don't compete for you. You don't need to compete. I never gonna force you to do that. If you wanted to do it, I'm going to be there to push you to do by your best for you try to conquist or whatever." I think like everybody needs to do like once, twice. Because like you learn how to control yourself. You learn how to control your emotions and stuff like that. You know, it's the same like the feeling is like you're going to, you know, the feeling like when you were a kid, you're going to have a fight. You have a fight someone in school. Is this feeling, but it's a sport. But you learn how to be like a concentration. Few people have like a really amazing concentration. I made like a hold down. There's a stress. Few people is totally different. But on the competition, it's really important. It's not like in my opinion, right? Have people they like to be really aggressive. I like to be much more concentrated myself and manage it all the things. For don't lose the position, get in the right start, try to get the position. If I go short, I remember like a few times in my life that I'm going to be really aggressive, so I lost. When I control myself and I conquist the position, like we train a lot together, Adam, and I'm really like a step by step. I try to smash my opponent, control him, don't let it go away, and get you like it's like anaconda controlling and get it. I'm really like that. And
I've been on the receiving end of that, by the way. I might add.
Have you got any videos of you?
Not videos, no. But I've been. It's amazing going against a black belt or anybody in a higher. But you kind of think you're doing quite well, and you realise like your arm's over here, and he's setting you up for something else you never even thought about.
Or you actually hold on to your own arm. He's put your arm in your own hand. You're grappling your own arm.
Yeah, arm barring yourself. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it's really important. You control your mind, and I think this is like not only about self-defense and stuff that you talk about jiu-jitsu, how you control yourself, how you control your mind, how you control your anxieties and stuff like that. And I think this is really good for me. I remember, like, I'm still not shy, for example, but jiu-jitsu teach me to be anywhere, talk to anyone, different language, and travel around the world without scare about something. You know, like, this I think is really good, positive stuff. And competition gives this to me. And of course, if you ask, "Oh, you scared?" I'm not scared from my opponent. I remember, like, when I was brown belt, I was like 2 years without lose. So I didn't have any loss, anything else. So I compete. But every time I go to competition, today's going to be my day to lose and stuff like that. I have a lot of pressure, not over me, my friends put the pressure. Oh, one more, you're going to beat everybody. So I just like, and I was a bit under pressure, like, I'm going to make my friends, my family, everybody like down because at some point you're going to lose. And we need to teach your students win and lose is part of the game. In your life, you're going to lose much more than you're going to win. And you need to be ready to turn around and let's go, keep move, you know, because life like that. And I think that this is big learn for jiu-jitsu, you know. Big for competition was really big learn for me, you know, about that. So good.
It sounds like you've applied what you've learned in competing to life in general. I have heard that talked about, you know, that not just jiu-jitsu, but certain martial arts that inform how you live your life. I think, if I use some of my own examples, like if you think of jiu-jitsu, and there's moments where you are beaten, where you have to accept the loss. You've fought what you can, you've done all you can, you've been submitted, you reset, you think about where you kind of went wrong. I mean, that's just life stuff, isn't it? Thinking about where your mistakes were, what you can do better next time.
Bro, 100%. Like I give this example all the time. You're gonna lose much more in your life than you're gonna win, but you need to be ready to turn around and go again and go again and go again. You're gonna give up? Never give up. It's really important. You prepare for the life, whatever life, you need to prepare yourself. If you train it proper, you did, let's say, competition jiu-jitsu. If you train it proper, you compete proper, but your opponent beat, what happens? Because he was better than me. What are you gonna do? Back home, I did my best, or I just not training, just relax, go around, do whatever, and you lost for yourself because you don't do it proper. But if you have in your mind, you train a lot, you do everything a lot, as much as possible, but you lost to someone else, we need to try to correct what you did wrong, change your strategy, and just keep going. It's the life like that. You're going to have a meet with someone, you tell something, you're going to buy something, you need to negotiate something, you need to prepare a strategy to do this. And it's totally like that. Totally like that. And this jiu-jitsu gave to me a lot. Much more than learn how to control the other, control my opponents, control the other people. Is giving the confidence on my life to manage my life. Doesn't matter what situation I am, I know I'll be ready for that. For example, totally different. Last year, I was away for surf sessions, stuff like that. I remember I have really big waves for my size. And nobody in the water, and I take my board and stuff like that. I was far away, catch really good waves, big ones. And at some point, bro, on a big set coming, smashed me. I lost my board, and I look around the beach, it's so far, and the set's coming, smashed me down. I just I'm going to die. And I just think about myself no, I'm okay. I'm in this situation. I'm alone here. I trained too much. I'm prepared for it. I can go out. It's wave smashing like a 10-foot wave. They're whoa, hard. And I get out. I was scared, but it's so funny. On the beginning, I was really on nerves. I had this feeling I'm going to die. And I just think about my kids. I think no, I'm ready. I remember a friend of mine, he's a black belt under me, and I read a professional surfer, a giant wave, a 6 foot, 70 foot, something like that. And said, bro, everything is inside your mind. Control your mind. You train a lot. You prepare. Have a good cardio. Just relax, and and I just think about that. I'm prepared for that. I train a lot for that. I train every day, and I was out. I was scared, yeah, but I measure my nerves. Totally different my sport, but I manage my nerves to be out of there. And really, I'm going to say something. If I didn't control my nerves, I think I'm not here to talk to you today.
I'm still envisioning just massive waves crashing down on me with
I
no
wasn't expecting it.
That'd be
Bro.
a horrible situation. If you don't compose yourself in that situation, if you didn't take control of your mind and your emotions, you would be dead. That's it, game over. Yeah,
I can see how that's conditioned into you from jiu-jitsu. I can see that because I've heard people refer to it jokingly as jiu-jitsu is simulating death in your pajamas. It is. It's because you get if someone chokes you, you're essentially dying. You're coming to the point where if someone successfully chokes you, the only reason that you're alive is because they release the choke and walk away, or you kind of tapped. Essentially, you could essentially just die, right? So, and there's various different kind of chokes that can be applied that essentially just shut off
where's the pajamas come into it?
Oh, the gi. Yeah. So you sort of you get acclimatized to something that would probably normally panic you from an instinctual sort of cerebral, animal brain part of you where, and I remember being a white belt and, oh God, the kind of panic does set in, and it's weird how you just get calm and your thought. I can see how you would apply a lot of that, because I imagine, as we've talked about before, with repetition, you form those neural pathways and you get acclimatized to something that you wouldn't have much opportunity to do. So when you are faced with, a panic provoking or even a death situation that you could probably find your way out of if you kind of remain calm.
See, I learnt that, but not through jiu-jitsu. I learnt that from school bundles. You're laying there and you've got like 10 people on top of you and you're just holding your breath. Just calm down, Jack. You're going to get released soon. Just hold your breath.
Mate, they were the most savage things.
I'm going to say something to
Like
you.
a house party on the couch, got like 20 people on you.
That
Yeah,
bundle.
I'm going to say something to you, Jack. Sometimes in a bad situation, jiu-jitsu, someone like choking and stuff like that. I have exactly stuff in my mind. Oh, this is a hard time. And I talk to my students as well like that. It's a hard time, but you're going to go on over there. Just relax, and you're going to pass over. This happens a lot with me. Sometimes in a bad situation, relax. You're going to go out. You're going to go out. I just think about that positive. And it's 100% that. 100% to control yourself. 100%. This happens with me a lot. When I train and have a bad situation, as you know, relax. You're going to be out. You're going to be out. You're going to be out. 100%.
I remember the first time that I went out, I think I was a white belt, and I think it was front choke. This guy, big guy, kind of got me in this front choke, and he described seeing my hand kind of go up preparing to tap and then just like drop. And when I came to, I genuinely thought that my alarm had just gone off. I was getting ready to go to work. I was going to go in the kitchen and get my breakfast and my cup of tea, go in the bath. I entered that space because that's the only time really where I wake up from things,
I would have loved to have seen you on the floor, like waking up and then
Where am I?
realising that you've got all these people looking at you.
Am I dreaming?
Do you remember your first time, Zay?
Yeah, I just had one time. I just spoke about that the other day. What was with Alex? Alex black belt. I just graded him
Congrats,
2
Alex.
weeks ago.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah. Was so funny. Like I remember on that time. On that time I was in Portugal and I come to England and I trained for Alex like I don't know 6'5" kilos, something like that, light guy, blue belts and stuff like that. I remember just play relax with him and stuff like that. And I was in the bottom, and I prepare a sweep in. I prepare a sweep to sweep in, and he put like a baseball choke, but really loose. I remember his hands were outside, and I just think like this was the big learning for my life, because I think this too. And I just think I didn't realize was be like that side. I think I was too arrogant over my, not arrogant. I felt like I cannot believe 6'5" kilos, blue belt, think he can choke me that. Prepare a trap for me. And I'm going to sweep in, I'm going to stop and try to choke, and I'm going to get his arm. And I swept him. He's still in the position, but really loose. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like I still think about he can choke me. 6'5" kilos, I'm like a 97. I cannot believe that. I thought, okay, I'm going to pass this guard. When I jump in the side, I'm going to try to choke. I'm going to his arm. Bro, when I jump in the side, I just remember Shaggy slapped my face. Hey, bro, wake up. I have the feeling like, where am I? I thought I was in Portugal going home right now. I teletransportation. I was in Portugal and I jumped to England. But what? I was in Portugal. What is this? England? I was in home right now. It was so funny. And I look at it. Alex, his size like that big.
Oh, yeah, I can see
really
why.
What have I done?
I never stop there. And I just say, okay, let's go. You're not gonna kill me. You're not gonna kill me. Fuck, bro, relax. I'm not gonna kill me. And they just keep training. It was so funny. But he teach me. This is the good thing with jiu-jitsu. You learn every day something. On that day, I learned not to be arrogant. Doesn't matter how belt you're the opponent, how heavy or light your opponent, you always need to break the bloody grip. I thought because I'm a black belt, I'm strong, heavy. If you try to do that, I'm going to break his grip and I'm going to get it. But it was loose, but the one that was, he twisted really fast. I knew it's going to happen, but I think inside my mind, because I'm higher belt in him, stronger than him, heavier than him, I gave opportunity to him to do that because I trust too much over myself. On that time, he teach me, okay, there's a matter belt, there's a matter weight, don't do that again. It's so funny. every time I'm going to train, he put one hand in my collar, say, fuck off. And I break it down. He started laughing, and we started laughing. And it was really like that, totally. And right now, all the time, I say, bro, doesn't matter what happened, how your opponent, how strong you are. Don't let this happen, because if it happens, if it's tight, you're going to pass out. I remember I didn't have a time to tap. Was so fast. It's not that I resist and I pass out. It's more like, boom, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. 1 second. I didn't have a time to tap.
I love it how you learned so much from that event, and I guarantee that he holds on to that event and learned so much, and the self-belief from that little episode. So you've learned a lot, never to let that happen again, and don't take things for granted. Don't underestimate the small axe that takes down the big tree. But at the same time, he's like, I took down the coach, world champion 97, choked him, passed out.
Under 1 second. Didn't even know where he was.
Like that. Oh, I'd never.
It's totally, I underestimated him, and I learned on the bad way, because I thought someone light, not too strong, strong physically, you're not gonna get it. The funny thing is it's easier someone lightweight or light they'll choke, because when I go someone light, you give much more opportunity to play much more open. If I go someone like a black belt, I'm not gonna give it any opportunity, because if I give you this opportunity, you're gonna get it. And on that time, I learned exactly that. Don't give it nothing for opponent, because if you give it, it's maybe gonna take it. You're not gonna have time to get it. Just skate. And this 100 is that's it. I learned that way.
Lots of learning to be had. I had quite a lot of learning as well, because I came into jiu-jitsu quite unconfident, quite anxious. Not because of arriving there, it was just like part of my life kind of thing, but the things that I've learned as a result have definitely decreased my anxiety, decreased some of the sort of mental health stuff that I am susceptible to. And I remember a certain point as well that it even drew my shoulders back, kind of walking around in the world, because I used to be a bit more, I'd kind of curled shoulders, don't want to be noticed, kind of don't notice me, I'm hiding away kind of thing. But it did feel like it allowed, I remember like Jordan Peterson talking about this, about your kind of chest coming up suggests that you are facing the world with courage. And I started to feel more courageous and more kind of, even little things like going out for a walk towards the end of the night, and certain things that I know if I get into a certain headspace where I'll be like, oh, I'm not going to do that, because you never know what might happen sort of thing. Whereas going for walks in like countries that I've been to and things like that, and just kind of being on my own. And for a while it prevented me from doing a lot of stuff, but it actually allowed me to do a lot more stuff as a result of that, and just go out for a walk and not have so much unnecessary fear, because it was probably just all in my head anyway. But and I'm only like purple belt at the moment, but I feel confident against an unskilled opponent if they did want to kind of try it. Not so sure about groups though.
Come on, me and you, let's roll.
Right now.
Thing is,
right now, let's go do it.
well, that's the thing is that like when people say that, I'm up for it, because it's like not because any opportunity to, but the thing is, like, going back to what you said earlier, Zay, about falling in love with it and how kids are so involved in it, and how I think young people and children would be well up for it. It's because it's so playful. It's such a playful martial art. It's not like bang, 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 you're going to get harmed, all that sort of stuff. There's smiles, there's like, somebody catches you in a choke or whatever,
you
and
might
you
wake up
and you
and
go, nice.
you've passed out, you lost all your blood to your brain.
I had a vision then of like just getting someone like in a like a crippled, like get their legs all twisted up and that, and then just tickling their feet until they go, no more.
No, I'm gonna say something to you. Jiu-jitsu for me today is like, sometimes the people are like, oh, let's go play football today. Oh yeah, let's go play. It's the same for me. I remember like when I compete a lot of stuff like that. For example, we train jiu-jitsu before I go to the beach. Oh, sometimes the people, let's go play football on the beach or volleyball on the beach or stuff like that. Oh, let's go train jiu-jitsu, go to the beach. It's like it's the same. You're gonna play a game with your friends. It's the same for me. We have a lot of habit in Brazil to do that. Oh, what are you gonna do today? Oh, I'm gonna go to the beach. Oh, let's go train before. Yeah. So go there, train on the beach. It's like I'll go play chess with you, because we have fun, but to look at sport. Oh, not go to the gym. Let's go fight a little bit, or go train, play football or whatever. Go play tennis. It's the same feeling. It's exactly the same feeling.
I bet training on the beach is wicked. I bet that's a perfect
It's hard.
place to train. I bet it is
No,
actually. You can't get your feet steady, can you?
No, it's really good fun. The only problem is like the sand really hurt.
Suppose
the
it does if
sand
you
is like
slammed down.
Yeah,
It would hurt.
impact.
your body's gonna be a lot of like you can do like a throw and stuff like that. You can play stand up. When you start playing on the ground, you're gonna sand your skin. You're gonna have a lot of like a red rash and stuff like that.
Mm.
Sand in the eyes.
Get sand in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Sand in the eyes, not too much, but it's like a burn. You have a lot of burners, a lot.
And to go back to what you were saying earlier, Jack, about like discipline, and the sort of counterpoint to that is because it's so fun. Like in a sense, I don't feel like I have to be disciplined with it. I like my routine, as you know, and you know my set days are like Monday or Tuesday, and then Friday when they run like the no-gi sessions, and I do miss those. But it was easy for me to kind of fit it into my life as a sort of routine.
Is it in Milton Keynes?
It is, yeah. I don't think there's a class that's close to where we are in Biggleswade, Zay. I don't know.
If Zay's not there, I'm not going.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, when I first started out, I went to a Gracie Academy and it was 45 minutes away, and I got used to kind of just the journey. Although at times I would finish work and go there that was half an hour away and then come home. It was like a triangle. But there were days on, say, a Sunday where they used to do what they call open mat, where there's no instructor, you just kind of roll. And I used to get in the car early on a Sunday morning.
That so dangerous.
No instructor.
No, because it's just rolling. There's
Like people that
no
sort
teaching.
of know what they're doing, but they're just going to scrap it out.
No, it does freak me out though, because you say like, oh yeah, it's playful sport, all this sort of stuff, get kids involved, but some of the moves are so deadly that in under a second, you're on the floor, waking up, don't know where you are.
Thinking you're about to have your breakfast.
No, but I gotta say something too. This not happen all the time. It's really rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really rare.
Once for me.
Yeah.
In 6 years.
Yeah, for me, like I work if it is like a 28 years. I pass out one time.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah, and I
You
suppose-
know, like how every day gonna be there, someone gonna pass you out. No. And most of the time, you pass out because you try to resist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna happen. It's not like that. It's not like
Yeah,
that.
to get to the point where you pass out, you've probably like spent like 15 minutes of like grappling.
Rolling.
Oh, mate, you
to get
feel
into
it.
that position.
You feel like the
Like-
dark. It's like a fainting. You can't. So you know it's coming. So you got plenty of time.
Yeah. Z didn't, because he said he was second.
Z was like,
Oh, my
he's like, I'm going to
God.
counter-attack him. Hold on,
Yeah.
on the floor.
on my case, I didn't have a time to like it was like was so fast. I spoke with a friend of mine and stuff like that. I spoke like, bro, I didn't have a time to tap. Like just like was like that. Someone like turn off and turn on like a.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
I
Adam
asked,
was.
like-
It sounds like you was about to tap.
Yeah.
When you said it because your hand went up, but
Yeah.
then
Adam can
your
see it
vision
going.
just got
He's
smaller and smaller.
Please,
But that's also like there's a certain degree of responsibility that you have as an opponent as well.
Yeah.
That like
Yeah.
you the only reason that they're going to know when to stop is by you telling them
Tapping them.
essentially. So
Yeah.
and maybe there's the the darkness kind of closes in. Maybe I didn't need it to close in. Maybe I just out here maybe and just tap that kind of thing.
Nah. You need it to get to like that big.
But I do that as well.
Like
And
you're
I
looking through the Looney
Yeah.
Tunes hole.
yeah.
That's all, folks.
But I've done that as well, Jack, and like I could feel myself resetting after the guy releases the choke or whatever, and I'm kind of like I'm a bit like whoa, because like the blood's returning to the head and stuff. But I believe it to be harmless. I mean, I'm not a medical professional, but suggesting that there's like it sounds awful that you're choking and passing out and stuff, and I don't want to scare people away that might be listening, that considering it and go, oh, I'm not going to do that if
Yeah.
I'm going to be passing out. It is very rare, and certainly
Very.
I mean, if I think like, okay, the choke was when I was a white belt. I got like a groin injury, but that was totally my fault because of my positioning. So that wasn't something that was inflicted upon me. And then I got a shoulder injury because I didn't tap quick enough. But that was all like before I was
Is
a
that
blue
armbar?
belt. It's a Kimura, I guess they call it. I'll show you one later.
Will you now?
Yeah.
The only move I know is this one, and it's all I need.
I've got to ask, say, favorite technique?
My favorite technique, a wrist lock.
Oh man, they're horrible.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
So,
Simple and so good.
yeah.
And work with everyone. Doesn't matter how strong you are, work with everyone.
Mm.
So what is a
that-
wrist
that
lock?
just bending your wrist, grabbing it in a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show them after.
Okay.
You can grab. You can just manipulate someone's arms if they've got. If you
Like
control their
for
hands.
example, someone gonna push you. I just drop my head down and I wrist lock you.
Oh, yes.
So easy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy,
Bend it
so
back
easy,
like
it's
that.
so good.
I've got
Yeah.
really bad flexibility though, so that's as far as my hand goes. Would that still be able to
Yeah,
wrist lock
like,
with that?
like
That
For
means you'll
example,
be
you
more
start-
susceptible to it.
for example, a good example, Jack. Put your hand on the Leon's chest. Your hands like this.
On his chest.
No, the chest. No, Leon, drop your head down.
My head.
Your hand
Drop
down.
your head down. Just drop your head, your head
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold his elbow.
So bend your arm a
Put
little bit.
The elbow behind.
Behind.
Yeah. No,
Tricep,
drop
tricep.
your head down. Drop your head down. Yeah. Yeah, drop it.
Down there.
Drop your head down.
Like
To his wrist, like that. Yeah. Drop your head down. Go.
Yeah.
Your head, no, his head. Your head.
So you're pulling on his tricep.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
pulling him, yeah?
You know, you're pulling
Yeah,
his
and-
tricep towards you.
Yeah,
like
okay.
that.
I've got his tricep.
Now drop your head down.
My head down.
More. Go down, and pull the elbow to you.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah. It's so simple. It's so simple, so good.
Hold on, ladies and gents, don't try this at home unless you've had some
Don't try
training,
that
of
at home.
course.
It's so dirty.
Yeah, we got a professional over it.
Just
Yeah.
imagine people just
The
going,
thing is it's so, this technique I learned from a friend of mine is so easy and so useful because all the time in the past someone's got it, going the guy's gonna push you. Nobody gonna push your chest. It's like you drop your head down, get the elbow, poof, and you get it. So easy to do. And I think it's so basically so amazing. I love it.
I think we might have to
And
do
I have a
it
lot
for a little session,
situation
at least a work session.
Yeah, we need a part 2, don't we?
If we do a part
I need
2, you're going to come in,
We're
we'll
gonna
get you to sign a waiver, and we'll
might have to
empty
go to
this
him.
room, or we'll just go to like JD. We ain't got a Quicksilver shop. We'll ask them to empty out the shop front, and we'll just do what you used to do in Brazil.
The market.
When he was telling that story, go on.
And maybe we can do a podcast online, everybody, and do that. Show you guys that live like a few minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
down.
wicked. I did have visions of
Yeah.
like the local JD being emptied when he was talking about the experiences he used to do in Brazil. I'm like, that's crazy. Just
You can
imagine
do
a
it.
shop.
You can do that.
Imagine walking past it when you just
Yeah.
come out that. What are they doing in there? Having a scrap, like 10 men in there. This is like a fight club.
That's exactly what I club. But we definitely need to get a live session done, I reckon, under here to
Mate,
listen.
I'm down. I'm down.
We do it.
Yeah, 100%.
I've been waiting to take Adam down for a long
we put
time.
ourselves into situations where we could get attacked. We go into many of schools, and some of the schools are very welcoming, but there's some students that are not. And do you know what? I'd love to be able to snap a wrist if I needed to. Not snap it, but at least hold it in a position where go, you ain't doing nothing to me, mate. What, you want me to let go? Mercy, mercy, Uncle Percy. Say it, repeat it back to me.
I ain't heard that for so long.
Do you remember? I used to do it
that to me
I used to
all
do it
the
to
time.
Jack. I used to pin him down and be like, mercy,
That
mercy,
rest of
Uncle
the
Percy.
move, and you're like, that's where I learned it all from. That is why I've got good groundwork. I told Adam about what we used to do at school, where we used to just do grappling in a room, like all of our mates. And I was pretty good at it. And I reckon it's Max, because he just used to not bully me, but just relentlessly attack me.
There was a move when I said about tickling the feet thing earlier. I was thinking of the move that I used to
That
do.
was
It was
it.
basically a WWF wrestling move back in the day. It was like a crippler crossface or something they called. But you grab the legs around your waist and then you spin round. So now the opponent's on his stomach.
With his legs
You've got hold of
in
his
his
legs
air.
and you sort of arch back. So their back sort of arched. And until they tap out. And then what you can do is just slap the bottoms of their feet or tickle them. But if you continuously slap someone's foot in the same place, even like that, for 5 minutes, that's
5
torture.
minutes, this guy.
Trauma.
I was like 8 years old.
Mercy, mercy, Uncle Percy. He didn't say mercy, mercy,
Nah,
Uncle Percy.
couldn't.
If he had of,
I
like
built
in
that
jiu-jitsu,
resilience.
if he
Done.
tapped
That's
out,
it. That's it.
he knew the rules. He knew the rules.
I can imagine you'd like maybe go into a class and just being the tenacious one, the one that doesn't quit, the one that taps late.
But he just
Oh,
passes
I
out every
would.
session because he won't tap out.
I
He'll
might
just
have
be
a
that
bad
guy.
back though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what. You wouldn't even make it there. You'd be like, oh, yeah, back.
All right, Leon, me and you
All right.
on the session in front of the camera.
Let's do it, mate. I'm here.
Oh, it's on.
He's
I've
the
got-
big man. He's
I've
the
got
big
one
man
leg,
with
I've
a
got
wet.
1.5 legs.
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm here.
but you got like 2 legs up here, mate. Oh, yeah. Get out of here.
Horse legs.
It's not about that, mate. It's about the grapple, the clinch.
Yeah, I know what it's about.
I'm going to start to wrap up soon, Zay, if that's cool. Before you go, I did want to ask you a couple of questions. Like one of them was, what was it like getting your black belt?
I I get like under Sérgio Souza Bolão is my student, is my teacher. He's like one of like a Carson Gracie black belt, and I get under him in 1997 after won the Brazilian championship second time.
But what was it like for you? Because I can remember, I can picture me like bursting into tears or whatever.
What happened? I was like I said before, I competed under brown belt for 2 years, and I didn't lost in my division for 2 years. And I won like a lot of open weights and stuff like that.
The black belt.
But the thing, I know my black belt is coming. But every time I have a new competition as a brown belt, oh my God, I can lose now, I can lose now, because it's like it's going to be soon, and I don't want to get my black belt when I lose the tournament. And I remember I won the tournament, and I was at the podium, and he graded me over there. I was like really the first year my brown belt, that's all right. The second year, I know it can come in anytime, and I won the world champion the second year of my brown belt, and was in July. I know I have 6 months to keep compete, like a state tournament. I have Brazilian tournaments, like Brazilian team tournaments, and I knew it was gonna come in. I don't know when, and I was really under pressure. I don't lose, and I won that time. It was the last tournament of the year, like 7th December 1997. I won my division, and my teacher graded me on the podium. But it was a really like a pressure. But like what happened? I train a lot. So all my belts when I got it, I knew like it's gonna come in because I train a lot.
Yeah.
See, belief, self-belief, man, as well. And I was talking about that this morning. Like just having that attitude. If you know in your mind, like you say, Z, that you've trained, you've put the work in, and it's something that you want to start to do. Yeah. So that's wicked.
Yeah, exactly that. And the things like I train a lot. I push myself a lot. I have my friend. We were like a really big team. Like one push each other. I have my teammate Ricardo Guerra. We fought in the same division. And we train a lot together. We push each other. One time I win. Sometimes I got it. Sometimes he got it. I give to him my medals. Like we split the medals because like in jiu-jitsu we have to if you go with your teammates on the podium, we don't fight. And like for example, I didn't lose for 2 years. But for example, if you see in the Pan American, we've been together on the podium, and I gave to him the medal for taking out. He said, no, but you were like the team A. But I don't care. Without you, I'm nothing I can do it. So now's your time. When you see on the International Brazilian Jiu Federation, I'm in the second place. But my friends were there. We always do like that because I'm always jiu-jitsu. You can't train alone. We can't train alone. It's always like that. So wasn't under pressure. I was feeling like really a lot of pressure over. But I knew it was gonna come in because Max said, I trained a lot, so I knew it was gonna come in.
It wasn't a matter of what if; it was a matter of when. That's what I like about that. There was no what ifs. It was just like it's coming. I just don't know when. But what I don't want to do is lose before it comes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. When you get the world championship,
I was fucking scared, bro. I was scared.
I mean, that's another thing. Go on, Zay. Go.
Yeah. No. When I won the world champion, was a dream. I trained a lot. I lost for one guy. The guy I fought in the final, I lost one time for him. I lost 2 times for him, and I beat him after 3 times. And I knew he gonna be in the final over there. And I beat him on the Brazilian champion the 1 year before, and I met him on the world champion in the final. It was really, really hard because my first fight, the guy leg locked me, attacked my leg, almost break my leg. I fought after that 4 times more with my knee, hurting knee. And I remember I was in ice, and the guy called my name. I put my trust and run over there for one more. And and when I was in the final, the guy's like, I need to do that. So my last fight was really, I want to do it. And it was amazing feeling. Amazing feeling.
I like the idea as well as the team support that you get when you're competing as well, and it's something that I've encountered purely with Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is just how supportive people are. You know, it's not the sort of like Cobra Kai, no retreat, no surrender, sir kind of stuff. It's not all that. It's actually just looking after each other, supporting people, encouraging people when people know they've got a fight coming up or a competition coming up. We're all like, how can we help? You know, is there anything you want to work on? So that attitude is wicked.
Bro, I try to pass this for all my students all the time. There's a matter, for example, sometimes it's not, for example, in our team, we don't have too many guys compete. We have just few guys. And these guys compete, they're never going to get nothing without the other guys on the team help them to training. And I learned this on my team. I remember my two teachers, like Sergio Souza Bolão and Murilo Bustamante, they have like a business together. So the name of the gym was Rio Jiu-Jitsu Club, and it was a Carter Gracie affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, bro, it was really small school. I don't know, like the math, like maybe 600 square foot with the pillar in the middle. Bro, the guys need to stay in the off season, the guys fight. But we were like a really big family. If I have any problem, everybody's there to help and stuff like that. For example, if someone lost a fight or something, everybody's there to support. Bro, relax. You're going to get inside my part of the game. You're going to prepare there and pass it. And this is so important. You have the support from your teammates, your teacher, and everybody. You know, you need that. Mm-hmm. And all the titles I get in my life, I'm never going to do that alone without my teammates. Mm-hmm. Never, never, never. All of them. I have a friend of mine. He teach me how to pass half guard. I remember I was for 6 months. I just trained one position every day. This friend of mine is higher belt than me and come to me. You're going to do this, going to do that, going to do that every day. You think you train the same thing for 6 months, every day, and I learned. And today is my best position to passing guard, half guard. Mm. You know, I never going to do nothing without this guy. It's Marcello Tetel's the other guy. Mm. Never. Mm. I'm so I have a big gratitude with them.
Mm. Team effort.
You mentioned the Gracie lineage there as well, and for those that don't know, that they were in large part, I think, putting Brazilian Jiu Jitsu on the map because of the UFC. Yeah. And it's interesting that your 20-year experience actually runs parallel with UFC starting, I think, in 1992, I think it was. Did you feel the explosion and the interest come from that, the early events?
In the world, yeah. In Brazil, they have exploded Jiu-Jitsu in 1991. Oh. In 1990, we have a lot of Vale Tudo, the MMA on the past. Is no glove, no protection, no nothing. The first time I saw the MMA, it's like a Vale Tudo in Brazil, was in 1991. Was in it's like a global, it's like a BBC, like 8 o'clock at the night, 3 hours open, fight and stuff like that. Was the biggest sport in Brazil after 1991. And I started in 1992. And after that, 1993, started UFC, and the world started to see Jiu-Jitsu. In Brazil was the biggest sport in 1991, and after 1992 was in the world and started UFC in America. Mm. Yeah.
One of the last questions from me is, have you ever had to use Jiu-Jitsu in real life?
Yes.
Okay. Are you okay to talk about that, or do you want to leave that be?
No, it's fine. Like I was young, and I was out the fan and stuff. Most of the time when I have fight someone else, not because of me or someone else. Mm. I hate someone take opportunity because it's big, try to hit someone small. I hate that. If you try to making me angry and stuff like that, I think it's really difficult because maybe they're gonna laugh and stuff like that. It's really rare. But if you do someone, I love someone, I like it. And I feel like someone take opportunity to beat someone else because it's big and better. I think I'm going to be this guy to beat you up. Mm-hmm. Because I hate that. I hate that. And one of the situations, I have a few situations in my life when I was young, especially when I was young. But one time I was in France, and I have one situation. I was like a market stuff. The guy have the beer stuff like that. And it's so funny. Have a real Rastafari guy. This guy being Brazil, French guy had to be in Brazil. We talk, I've been in Brazil. Your country really love and stuff like that. And one of the situations, this guy talked to someone else, and one guy for nothing wanted hit this guy. And the guy, bro, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. And the guy, and I said, bro, stop. The guy don't want to fight with you. And the guy's like, no, and the guy's like, starts talking for a friend of mine, really cool guy. I didn't use the juice. I just punched his going down. I didn't have a time. And I just said, you know, like when you see someone like someone will fight someone, but this guy said, bro, I don't fight to you. So he take like opportunity because he want to fight with this guy for nothing. And the guy like, bro, I don't want to fight with you. Why we need to fight for nothing? Like I didn't make nothing to. And the guys were a little bit drunk and stuff. I say, bro, the guy don't do that. And a friend of mine said, hey, bro, my friend wants to do it. I want to know the other guy. I said, bro, relax. The guy don't fight you. Why don't you fight? And push my friend. And he pushed my friend and just knock him down.
Done.
Because like I feel like, okay, bro, like why? And my friend, what have you done? We need to go home now, I said, bro, whatever. And like a few years later, I was at dinner for a friend of mine, and I was in the restaurant, and I feel like three guys talk about me. You know how I feel someone talk about you? And I say like, and my friend was out. We just finished the dinner with your friends, stuff like that. And said like, oh, go out. They're gonna be. I go just like go to it. And so the guys talk about me. I'm sorry, like I saw you guys talk about me. You have any problems with me and stuff like that? You three guys. And oh yeah, have you punched someone like a few years ago on this place? Yeah, it was me. And they go, oh, you punched me. Yeah, but you deserve it. Yeah, I really deserve it because I was really stupid guy. I really want to say sorry about it. Bro, I just punched you because you want to fight with one guy. The guy wants to do that. My friend just tried to get you away. Hey, bro, my friend didn't push him. Just say, hey, bro, relax. The guy don't want you do that. And I just said, like, bro, if you want to sort anything out, it's fine. But like, I really punched because you deserve. That's it. That's it. And like, I just gone.
Yeah, even though you didn't use jiu-jitsu in that example, I wonder if some of the experiences that you had training had you confident enough to make that intervention as well. Because I've thought about that a little bit, that by training, it almost gives you a little bit of a responsibility to be that much more likely to try and intervene when you see things. You know, you could just walk away. Do you know what I mean? But like,
how many people do though? Speaking of that, how many people just walk by? So when my lad's mate, my son's mate got beat up at the skate park a few weeks back, and his face was out here. A couple of lads beat him up. Anyway, a lot of parents, a lot of adults at the skate park at the time. When we got down there, it was filled with not just kids but adults as well. Not one person intervened, and that's what really pissed me off. Like the fact that there was people coming over after it happened, after the people had gone that done it.
I bought him a drink and a sandwich.
Yeah, some lady was like, I've bought him a drink and a sandwich. What, you really think he can eat a flipping sandwich with his cheekbone out here at the moment? It's just ridiculous. But if some of those dads and mums would have known, or other kids would have known a little bit of self-defence, that might have been all it took to stop them lads from pummeling in his face, because they did.
In their defence, though, Max, you're all right. They don't know what they can do.
No.
Now, if they put their hands on them, as an adult, they're putting their hands on a minor.
Yeah, true.
So regardless what's happening,
yeah, true.
If it was in court and it was that kid was saying, well, we had a little thing going on with this kid, and then this older guy who's like 40 years old come and grab me.
If
threw
you
me
grab
on the
him,
head,
it's all right.
and I got concussion or like something like that. Like, you just don't know.
People are too scared to it. That's what it is. Because
because you got to imagine how it would look in court. That's like how you need to imagine a situation like that. But self-defense is if you see like another person in danger, you're allowed to intervene, or if you're in immediate danger, you're allowed to intervene. But I only know that because I did security training. But if you didn't know that,
then you wouldn't do it.
You would never know.
Yeah, for me, it's like for example, the other day I talked with my wife. She walked the dog and stuff like that, and have a still situation. My wife don't train jiu-jitsu, and I bought like a spray, not pepper spray, some like a liquid over your face and stuff, make your black face and stuff like that. No, color face, purple stuff. And I said to her, if someone comes to you, don't let get 5 meters from you. You just put the spray, go away and stuff like that. I have a few situations on my neighbor, this thing, and I said to her. And I have inside my mind, you can say whatever you want to me, but don't cross the line for 2 meters. You can say whatever you want in 2 meters time. 2 meters, you can say whatever you want. I'm just relaxed. I'm not going to have arguments and stuff. If you pass these 2 meters, I'm going to put you down. This is my mind. Because like a
Fair
2
enough.
meters, like a 2 meters wide, you're not gonna kick me. It's, or you have a really long leg. Maybe David Hunt, Adam. David's like a too big, maybe can kick me 2 meters. But like if you don't get there, like you can see whatever you want and stuff like that. But in my mind, if someone cross 2 meters, get closer for me, I go.
What if they're coming in to shake your hand? All right, Zay, how's it going?
I'm gonna throw you down.
I'm just going to drop a bomb, lads, only because I have got to get out of here like in the next 5-10 minutes because we've got a session booked in at 1, but I've got to take my car to the garage.
I need to get some food.
All right.
But that don't mean you guys have to wrap up if you don't want to. But
No,
that's
I
just
was kind of wrapping up anyway.
We're an hour and a half.
Yeah.
hour and a half. See what you're doing to us. We normally tailor it to an hour.
Hour 36 minutes.
But it's been great talking with you and finding out a lot more about you, man. Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah, it's quick. Yeah. And we're happy to have you come on again if we've got some ideas about
I think
possible sessions.
Definitely, if he's up for it, and if we can get it through work and actually have a Here to Listen session, I can't see why we couldn't do that. We've got plenty of space in here to do it. If it's only us lot, maybe a couple more from the organisation. Get a few tumbles going down. I got some mats. Ash's cheerleading gymnast mats got about 15 little crash mats, you know, the thin ones.
A little beginner session.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate,
man.
I'm looking forward to get the green screen up. We'll make it look like there's thousands of people watching
In a
us as well.
dojo.
Like a Mortal Kombat background.
We'll take the footage from his championship, from the World Championship. We'll have that in the background as we do our thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. We'll add in all the links in the description of the YouTube channel as well, and any sort of social media handles you want to let us know about that people can get linked in if that's something that you can do. I'll get those off you after. Stick around. We're going to say our goodbyes, but stick around just to kind of wrap up a few things. But thanks, everyone.
No, thank you. It's been awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure to talk to you, and I hope to see you guys soon.
All right, nice
Thank
one.
you. Take
Keep
care.
safe.
I
Get
feel
it
like I
in
have to
there.
say that. Cool.
I'm bursting for a week.
There we go.